Hi Gemini, welcome to your week ahead Taroscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit the subscribe button. If you are already a continued subby, you know I love you for it. With that said, if you'd like to book your personal reading with me, you can do so on the website address below. And before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So, for your key to the week, you'll have to forgive the lights this week. Unfortunately, the weather is really bad, and so it's very dark. And without the light on, you wouldn't be able to see much. And unfortunately, with it on, you can't see the writing. So, you know, swings and roundabouts. For your key to the week, you have the Hanged Man. All right, very, very interesting. This is, for me, very often a card that asks you to slow down, reassess, reevaluate, and it also asks you to really think about maybe where it is that you are giving too much. Now, that doesn't have to mean finances. Sometimes it can be your time. Sometimes it can be that you are being a martyr in a situation. And the fact that you've got this as your key to the week, it's asking you to really check in with your spiritual self. What is it that you feel at that deeper level? Let's have a look at your actions and options this week. You get the Empress, right? So this is about you working on your plans. It's about you working on yourself as well. And what I really like about this as well, right? This is about you really starting to understand your own beauty. It's about you starting to understand what it is that you bring to the table. Not saying that you didn't know this before, but I think this is about you really defining that in a really clear way. Like, this is who I am, this is what I'm about, this is what I bring to the world, to all of the situations that I'm in. When you can own that beauty, when you can own that brilliance, you're less likely to let somebody else take advantage of you for any of those things. Now, the other thing is your actions and interactions with the world at large is about what you do. So this could be you seeking more abundance, it could be you seeking more stability and security, but it could also be you looking for more equality in some situation of your life. And this is why I say this week it feels like you're asking yourself, where am I overly giving? Where is it that I'm expected to give 80% and somebody else only wants to give 20? Whenever something is unfairly stacked like that, it's always going to show, right? And this week I kind of feel like you're calling it as you see it. Not a bad thing at all. For your communications and conversations, you have the Ace of Cups. This is lovely. So this week you are communicating, you know, certainly from a place of an outpouring of love, right? But you've got this right underneath the Hanged Man. So one of the things that you want to be really clear about this week is, what are your true motivations? What is it that you really want from something? What is it that you expect to get from something? More importantly, what is it that you know, if you see something as unfairly stacked, if you see something as uneven, calling it like you see it is probably going to be the best way for it. Remember, your ruler is still retrograde and will be up until the 3rd of November, and then, excuse me, will station direct, I think, on the 4th. So up until then, even you aren't going to be 100% clear on everything, you know, unless you were born in a retrograde, in which case it's slightly different. But yeah, Ace of Cups, it kind of feels like there's an outpouring of emotion this week. And one thing that I want you to be aware of is, what are your true motivations? What is it that you actually hope to get out of something? It's all well and good pouring your heart out and wearing it on your sleeve, but if it's done, you know, not even for a selfish or a nefarious reason, but if it's done with like a specific goal in mind, wouldn't it be better just to kind of say it exactly out as it is, rather than, do you know what I mean? Like, rather than going round about the houses with it. I mean, the Ace of Cups is a beautiful card. in your communications and conversations, which is kind of blessing that sector for you, which means this week something that you want to say on a heartfelt level could be received that way. I'm just not sure it's going to get the result maybe that you're hoping for, and this is why I say check what your intentions are, because as long as you're clear on that, no matter what you get from it, you know, if you say, look, actually don't want anything out of this, I just need to say this, this and this, you won't be disappointed if you don't get the answer or the response that you didn't know you wanted. Do you see where I'm coming from? For your money and materials, you have the Strength card. This is nice, right? So we're 2 for 2 so far. Your money and materials and your actions. So this is about you planning ahead. It's about you thinking about your finances, about your money. It's about you thinking about your financial future. And it looks like you might be having a challenging time. You've got this right underneath the Empress as well, which kind of suggests that maybe one of the ideas that you were hoping to hoping to come to fruition, it looks like it's fallen on hard times, or it's not quite going the way that you'd planned. The Strength card is basically saying you've got to dig in. Now is going to require that little bit more of grit from you, because on the other side of it, you're going to get what you asked for. It just requires more of that. You know, you've got to stick in with it. You've got to be in for it. For your physical health and vitality, this is heart and spine area, especially the heart this week, right? Because your Ace of Cups can sometimes be your ticker. Strength card ruled by Leo, therefore your spine and your heart specifically. Now, you know, you're not all suddenly going to have heart attacks or heart palpitations, but if there is something or a predisposition in your family, maybe this is time to look at your diet. You know, is it friendly to your heart? Yeah, you know, stuff like that. When it comes to your home and environment, I mean, with the Strength card there, this could be you inviting somebody over or inviting somebody round. But I kind of feel, again, it's like, check your intentions. What are your reasoning behind this? You know, what is it that you are actually hoping to get out of it, rather than, you know, you say, like, oh, I'm doing this for no reason. Like, you know, I don't want nothing. For your love and relations, you have the 8 of Swords. So for those of you that are single, this is interesting. Look at that, right underneath the Ace of Cups. This could be, I'm sorry to say, but this could be a week where maybe you realise that your love is unrequited. This could be a week where you discover that somebody that you really like, or somebody that you thought there was a future with, actually there isn't, or they're not as interested, or maybe they're just not as into you as maybe even they thought they were. And this could be coming to light this week, and it could make you think to yourself, wow, okay, you know what, thought it was going to be one thing, turns out it was going to be another. And that's fine. It looks like you might be gaining a friend but losing, you know, a significant other, and vice versa. For those of you that are partnered, married, long-term relationships, your 8 of Swords comes off the back of your Strength card, which means you and your partner are very likely to be having a heart-to-heart this week, right? So you're going to be having a really deep conversation about what the future holds for you, about where it is that you're going. I don't see necessarily an end to a relationship, but I do see it needing to evolve. So maybe there's somewhere in your relationship that you feel a bit smothered, or a bit sort of, maybe something feels a bit too overbearing, and you're like, no, you know what, this needs to change, because at the moment I'm not happy. And that's the thing as well, you know, if you can say that in a relationship, then the relationship is healthy. As far as I'm concerned, you should be able to say to your partner, you know what, I'm not happy right now, and then you talk about how you can change that. All right, so with that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Looks like a bit of a mixed bag, but I think you'll be fine. I think you'll get through it. With that said, take care, have a great week, and I will see you soon.